Heyo, what's up, you guys? I finally have a Star Wars figure to review for you for the longest time. Funny enough, I found this in the clearance section. Um, well, actually, two, so I was able to get both of them. Um, and I'm really happy that I did. There is I haven't seen a lot of the newer Star Wars Black Series figures where I'm at. Uh, but I am keeping an eye out, obviously. Hopefully, I'll eventually get, because I know the new archive wave is out for the 50-year anniversary of Lucasfilm. Hopefully, I get Commander Cody at some point, and Grand Admiral Thrawn. But other than that, I do hope to get an Anakin Skywalker um, and Ahsoka eventually, because I have yet, those are like some of my favorite favorite characters, and I don't have them. So I have two figures here for you. I will show you at least both of the boxes. I mean, the other figures like over in a different area, but um, later on, you'll see the other one. So I'll show you the one that you'll see later on first, which is you'll see the Mandalorian Super Commando. I think it's Super Commando or Super Commander. Uh, Unsure. I think it might be. I don't know. Well, I just tried to take out the sticker for nothing. But this is obviously what you would call the Mandalorian, which is the Mandalorians that served Maul. Surprisingly enough, even though it's like a reuse of a body mold, I really like it all of a sudden. So you'll see this later. Um, but the other one that I have is the 332nd Ahsoka's Clone Trooper. This figure is a lot of fun. He's really cool. I like him a lot. Granted, the piece that you usually have them hold with the rifle, I almost broke it. So I have him holding it in a different. I have him holding the rifle with two hands in a different area. So, yeah. But so let's look at the box. It's the typical box, at least for these new style boxes. Has the name. It has the Clone Wars, and then on the side it has a picture to make a picture. Look, unfortunately, these two don't go together because I mean, like they're both in the same wave, but there's like characters and stuff that go in between them or something. Um, yeah, I can't. Yeah, because I can tell that the other one here, you can see a little bit, is the other Mandalorian, which might actually be at a cheaper price now since it's been out for a while. Um, but yeah, I know that was kind of a quick overview for the box, but yeah, I do kind of like when they have this. Unfortunately, I would hope that maybe one day they kind of make a poster out of this. It's kind of a throwback to if you watch the Foosh on YouTube, which I highly recommend. If you go and do, his reviews are great and are pretty funny. So, uh, but he always said like he would love like a poster of how these boxes make, like this kind of diorama. So hopefully we get that. But here's the Clone Trooper. Um, this is uh, if you haven't watched the Clone Wars, which that's a mistake if you haven't. I think a lot of people will agree with you, but at least I think there's like a thing that Disney Plus has done where it's like they've organized the most important arcs and stuff, so you could just watch that, I guess. But so basically, to summarize, if you're unsure of why these clone troopers look like this, well, it is a group from the 100 and wait, is it the 100? Yeah, no, the 501st. I almost said the 105th. That's the incorrect one. It's the 501st. I should know this. I grew up on Clone Wars. So, it's a group of the 501st that was given to Ahsoka to do her siege on Mandalore. And that's why their helmets are like this. And Rex went with them too. So, but yeah, I'm really happy to have this figure because, to begin with, one, I have a lot of connections to the 501st, specifically watching the Clone Wars growing up and also loving Revenge of the Sith, which we see a lot of the 501st in. Um, and so having him finally is cool. I do hope that they start giving us more of like these like regular clone troopers that aren't really named or anything. I hope we get like a new Coruscant guard and a normal 501st and maybe even a 212th trooper, maybe the 212th paratrooper, which looks really cool. If I could edit, I would show pictures of these characters that I'm naming off, but I don't edit because these are recorded on my phone. That's the only background information you're ever going to get on how I make my videos. It's literally I just hit record on my phone and I start recording whatever I am doing with my life. So, but here is, so here's the figure. He comes with 2 accessories. Obviously, he's already holding one, and that is this the DC-15 blaster rifle? This might be the DC-15 blaster rifle. I may be wrong, but I know these both have names, and I can't remember them at the moment. But these are the common rifles, or at least blasters, among the clones. I've personally always liked this one more, because it just looks cool uniform-wise, but obviously this one's pretty cool too. He holds them pretty well. Unfortunately, there's no storage space for like this gun or anything. Uh, so like this is probably literally just gonna be like laid on the display somewhere near him. Um, I haven't checked. I know like you can get this guy into really like cool poses. I haven't seen if you can do it where he basically has it. Um, like there's a way that they do it. I don't know if it's like this or something, but there's yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. But yeah. So basically, what you can expect here is that this is obviously an all new sculpt. This is the brand new clone trooper, um, and I know they have another one called the Camino Guard. Until we know more about the Camino Guard, I don't really care about it because they didn't really do a whole lot during the Clone Wars. But I mean, they're pretty cool looking. I'm not going to complain if I ever got them, but uh, I don't really have a connection to them that much. I know they've appeared in Clone Wars, but yeah. So basically, this is a new body mold. They have new articulation, which I'll get into later. But literally from the neck down, it's all 501st. So you can expect your typical 501st markings that are painted on there really well. Even to have some scratches, from battles, you know, for decades. You got sculpted details like this communicator, or at least they use it as a kind of communicator. They got the typical belt for a clone trooper. Just all the basic markings. The helmet is basically the typical Phase 2 helmet. If you're unsure what I mean by Phase 2, that means basically all those clone troopers that you see in Revenge of the Sith and towards the end of the Clone Wars with these type of helmets are considered Phase 2 clone troopers. The clone troopers that you see with the other helmets from Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, is Phase 1. And Stormtrooper is technically considered Phase 3, although I don't count it as that because they eventually phased out the clones. So a lot of clones weren't Stormtroopers. Um, they were Stormtroopers for like a year or two, and then they phased out the clones for just regular people. Somewhat, I think. I don't know. I don't know the full thing about that, but yeah. So he's pretty good. I like the paint applications. There's no complaint with the paint applications for me. Uh, the only thing I could say more is that I wouldn't mind if maybe they dirtied him up a little bit, like he's been through like some shit. Not literal, but yeah. So this is, but yeah, that's basically it for the paint apps. The sculpt, like I said, fantastic. Love the sculpt. It literally feels like a guy in armor. But yeah, so um, demonstrate real quick, in case you kind of need help. Luckily, the trigger finger is out, like, really well out there, so you can get him to hold the blaster pretty easily. Um, and then, yeah, you can kind of. Yeah, so you can get him into pretty good poses. Because like the longest time I with like any troopers has been like I want the gun to be able to go against his shoulder, like he's actually aiming it. This one I'm not so worried about. I've yet to put this gun in his hand yet, so they both fit pretty well. Hopefully this piece that you're supposed to have him hold it doesn't break. Oh boy. So yeah, that they can get into pretty cool poses. There's so many pictures I've seen of these guys that like they got a group of them and they look like very menacing. They get them in such cool poses. So speaking of poses, let's look at the articulation. His head can move that far up, that far down, can move side to side, and has got great tilt. His shoulders move up that far. Nice. I think he has a bicep swivel. Wait, no, hold on. He has single jointed elbows that go that far, and it has a swivel there. On this hand, there's a up and down hinge and a swivel. On this hand, there's an in and out hinge with a swivel. He's got a diaphragm joint that allows him to crunch that far forward, that far back, side to side, and swivel. His leg kicks up that far, kicks back barely any. He's got, I believe, yeah, he has single jointed knees. Now, some people when this first was announced didn't like this. I'm okay with it for figures that won't really need double jointed knees. So, um, his ankle goes down. His ankle goes up. He's got ankle pivot. So yeah, all I can say is, if you're a Clone Wars fan, you're gonna love this, and I can't wait to see what they'll do for future Clone Commanders, because there's still quite a few they haven't done yet, and they could really pull something off that's really cool with these new. Uh, so, but yeah, this is a great figure, and I love it. I would love to see some future. If you're, in case you're wondering what future commanders I would like to see, I mean, if they do any reissues of any of the previous commanders they did, I would love that. I would love to see. I can't think of. I can't actually think of any names. I guess I would like Commander Bakara and Commander Neo on here, because that would work. But Bakara has a different look than a lot of clone troopers, so that would be interesting. But so, anyways, this figure is fantastic. The next review should be the uh, Mandalorian Super Commando. But until then, I'll see you guys later. Peace.